story appears ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is a story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Hello and welcome to CoreTV Primetime News. I'm Nifemi Oguntoye. In our major story, federal government pays oil marketers 156 billion naira to quell fuel shortage across the country. Also in this program, Nigerian military says none of the nearly 300 women and girls rescued from the Sambisa forest is from Chibok. President Goodluck Jonathan berates defectors of People's Democratic Party. Outside Nigeria, Pakistani court sentenced to life imprisonment 10 men over attempt to kill Pakistani child activist Malala Yousafzai. The Federal Ministry of Finance says it has paid the sum of 156 billion naira to oil marketers to quell the current fuel scarcity across the country. It also revealed that it had so far paid oil marketers 500 billion naira within the last 5 months as fuel subsidy. The Minister of Finance, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, made this disclosure in a statement by her Special Advisor on Communications, Paul Nwabueku. Giving a breakdown of the amount paid so far as fuel subsidy, Okonjo-Iweala said the government had in December 2014 paid 350 billion naira to oil marketers, noting that additional 31 billion naira in foreign exchange differentials had already been released. It says the federal government's commitment to prioritize payment to marketers in spite of revenue constraints has now made the ministry to release 156 billion naira to the marketers. The statement reads, in line with the federal government's commitment to prioritize payment to marketers, in spite of revenue constraints, the Federal Ministry of Finance has paid the sum of 156 billion naira to oil marketers. End of quote. The Nigerian military says none of the nearly 300 women and girls rescued from the Sambisa forest is from Chibok. It says all of them are either from Damboa or Berin, also in Borno State. Defense spokesman Major General Chris Olukolade could also not confirm the exact number and identity of others who were rescued from other Boko Haram camps in the forest on Wednesday night. Pal Salmon has more from the defense headquarters. Bring you details of that report subsequently. Acting Inspector General of Police Solomon Arase has assured organized labor of adequate security during the 2015 Workers' Day celebrations. Arase gave the assurance in a message to the workers ahead of the May Day scheduled for Friday. He added that heads of police formations nationwide had been directed to deploy personnel and logistics for the celebration. The Inspector General also advised the workers to report any security threats in the locality to the police and other law enforcement agencies. President Goodluck Jonathan is convinced that members of the People's Democratic Party who dumped the party after the March 28 election would not benefit from the electoral fortunes of the All Progressives Congress. He insists that it would be better for them to keep rebuilding the party for a better outing in the future elections. rather than seek to gain from where they do not sow. President Jonathan said this while receiving the report of PDP Presidential Campaign Organization at the Presidential Villa, Abuja.
We must continue to unite as a party. We must continue to work hard so that as we go into the subsequent election, 2019, 2023, and so on and so forth, PDP will be able to come up strong. Even for the interest of the nation, we need PDP. I still believe that even though we have lost presidential elections, and we lost National Assembly elections, and even governorship elections, massively, especially in the northern part, PDP still is a dominant party across the country. It's dominant across the country. Let us not judge PDP by the results for the presidential election.
The All Progressives Congress has accused the President Goodluck Jonathan's administration of plotting to hinder a smooth handover of power on May 29. He says it's becoming apparent that the incumbent administration will not fully cooperate with the incoming government, despite its public posturing in that regard. In a statement issued in Abuja by its National Publicity Secretary Lai Mohammed, the party also described as an act of hostility and a patently misplaced aggression the unnecessary vituperation against the incoming Muhammadu Buhari administration by the Jonathan government, ostensibly because of the terms of reference of the Buhari Transition Committee. APC argued that the alleged misplaced aggression was part of an orchestrated plot to sabotage the transition. It rejected the continued blackmail by the Jonathan government as a result of the president's concession of defeat, wondering whether the concession, gracious as it was, had now become a shield for all wrongdoings. Justifying its statement that the Jonathan administration is plotting to hinder a smooth transition of power, the party says while the outgoing government had earlier issued a memo to all ministries, departments and agencies to make sure the handover notes were ready by April 20, the same government had reversed itself and said the handover notes would not be ready until May 14. Meanwhile, President-elect Muhammadu Buhari has extolled the sacrifices of the Nigerian working class in the face of economic tough times in their everyday struggle to survive. In his May Day message to Nigerian workers, Buhari said he was aware of the hardships of the average Nigerian worker, which he said was compounded by poor governance and pervasive corruption in the country. General Buhari expressed dismay at the paradox of Nigeria's oil wealth, characterized by rising poverty, while a few corrupt officials are making themselves very rich at the expense of people's wealth. He warned that a country that sacrifices honesty in favor of quick wealth by whatever means cannot expect to achieve progress and respect in the eyes of other nations. The president-elect, however, appealed to the Nigerian workers to cooperate fully with his incoming administration in order to tackle the monster of corruption, which he says is the greatest enemy of development. The Nigerian Orientation Agency has also called on Nigerian workers to accord the incoming government the same level of support they gave the Jonathan administration. This, he says, will go a long way in ensuring the success of the new administration's programs. NOA Director General Mike Omeri said in a goodwill message that the task of nation building is a continuous one which transcends any single administration. He also admonished Nigerian workers to continue to do the right thing by contributing their quota through their daily duties. Meanwhile, civil rights activists want President-elect Muhammadu Buhari to live up to his promises of tackling corruption in the country. The Transition Monitoring Group says it's the least members of the coalition expect from the incoming government. TMG Chairman Ibrahim Zikirulai said at a news conference in Abuja that stronger anti-corruption agencies would enable Nigerians to reap the benefits of democracy.
The incoming government, particularly the president-elect, has set an agenda for himself. One is total war against corruption. Secondly is combating poverty and creating employment. At least these are laudable projects which they need to be supported.
The Vice President-elect Yemi Osinbajo has revealed the solar energy will form the crux of the effort of the Buhari-led administration in the provision of stable power supply to Nigerians. Osinbajo made this disclosure after commissioning a 5-megawatt independent power project in Lagos. Abiola Oluwole has more in this report presented from our studios.
Stable power was one of the campaign promises of the President-elect Muhammadu Buhari and the build-up of the March 28 presidential polls. With his victory at the polls breaking the jinx of epileptic power supply since topmost priority of the incoming Buhari administration. Addressing journalists after the tour of a 5-megawatt independent power project in the Ikeja area of Lagos, the Vice President-elect Yemi Osinbajo says the incoming administration will focus on renewable energy and the process of providing stable power supply to Nigerians.
One of the key features of the incoming administration's power policy is renewable energy, which is solar energy, which is one of the reasons why I'm here, to go take a look at it and see for myself.
Represented by his deputy, Adejoke Orelokwe Adefuluri, Governor Babatunde Fashola claims Lagos will continue to explore ways of generating effective power supply to residents in the state.
We are aware that as a responsible government, we have a duty to be innovative, to plan and to execute projects that will improve the lives of our citizens.
The Ikeja Independent Power Project is the 5th of its kind to be commissioned by the Fashola administration.
With the inauguration of the 8th National Assembly a few weeks away, the speculations of who becomes the next Senate President has become intense now as the APC takes majority status. In this report, Kwara State APC stalwarts throw their weight behind the Senate presidency ambition of one of its own, Bukola Saraki, saying he's mostly favored among the contenders. Rashid has more in this report.
As the APC forms majority at the National Assembly, no doubt the race to who becomes Senate President has become more intense. Following speculations of his interest in the Senate presidency, one of the main contenders, Bukola Saraki of Kwara State, has made known his desire in becoming the nation's #3 man. The political calculations, according to Saraki's party stalwarts in Kwara, favors him.
When you look at even from the angle of contribution, and when you look at the exposure and the experience, Senator Bukola Saraki is more or less tested and trusted. And if he is compensated with all these things, I think he deserves it.
He is the leader that has the people's at heart. He believes in the progress and development of both this community and individual in the state.
And across party divides, Saraki's ambition gets a boost as he is also backed by a PDP stalwart in Kwara, Timothy Ibiyemi, saying the glory of Saraki being the Senate President is for Kwara State as a whole.
It will be unfair for me to say that Saraki should not be Senate President. He's from Kwara State. He's going to carry the image of the state. He's going to bring more attention to our state. It will bring more economic development to the state. It will bring more honor and dignity to the state.
As the clock ticks, Nigeria are eagerly await on who the Senate presidency will land and the intrigue that may be displayed by the players.
Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu has urged the members-elect of the 8th Legislature to brace up for the task of nation-building and to reciprocate the mandate given them by their constituents. He made the call at the end of the 4-day induction program for the newly elected federal legislators in Abuja. The Deputy President of the Senate described the legislature as the pillar of democratic governance with a critical role in spurring and sustaining national action towards development. Senator Ekweremadu said, given the quality of the resources, training materials and presentations, the induction, he had no doubt that the incoming lawmakers had covered a long distance in understanding the rudiments of legislative practice and procedures. He expressed gratitude to all those who made the induction program a success, but noted that the journey to capacity building had just begun for the incoming federal legislators. Nigeria, United States join forces for the cure of Ebola. Find out more on that story and others after this break.
Any tribe that rules has solid rules.
Rule number 1, friends stay close. Friends in the tribe, stay closer. Feel me?
Rule number 2, in the tribe, you always know what's up with Facebook, WhatsApp, BB, and Twitter. Guess what? It's free.
Rule number 3, there are no rules with SMS. It's endless. Yes, boss.
Rule number 4, enjoy very long conversations with that special someone.
Enjoy endless connections to your friends with free calls, free WhatsApp, Twitter, Facebook, and BBM. You also enjoy up to 200% bonus on your recharges to call all networks. Migrate now by dialing *312# and start a live endless connections.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Just joining us, it's CoreTV Primetime News. Another look at our top stars. Federal government pays oil marketers 156 billion naira to quell fuel shortage across the country. Nigerian military says none of the nearly 300 women and girls rescued from Sambisa forest is from Chibok. President Goodluck Jonathan berates defectors of People's Democratic Party. You can also get all of our top stories on any of our social media platforms. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/CoreTV News. Our Twitter handle is at CoreTV News NG, and we're streaming live on YouTube. It's youtube.com/CoreTV, _ and news. The Lagos State Election Petitions Tribunal will on Tuesday, May 5, 2015, hold its inaugural sitting. The tribunal will sit in one of the family courts on the premises of the recently commissioned Roslyn Omotosho Court in Ikeja. The secretary to the tribunal, Hafsatu Sulaiman, revealed that the tribunal had received 20 petitions already. Sulaiman was, however, silent on the judges who make up the panel. Among the petitions received were 2 from the March 28 senatorial election in the state. 2 candidates of the People's Democratic Party, Segun Adewale and Olabisi Salis Fakos, have approached the tribunal to challenge their defeat. No fewer than 15 petitions arose from the April 11, 2015 House of Assembly election in Lagos State. Though the PDP had earlier alleged irregularities in the conduct of the governorship election in Lagos State, which held 19 days ago, there's however no indication that the party is challenging the defeat of its governorship candidate, Jimmy Agbaje. And now to Ogun State, a 3-man Ogun State Election Petition Tribunal headed by Justice Ebio Wotobi sitting in Isabo, Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, has begun sitting on the petitions of the All Progressives Congress challenging the results of the Ogun East Senatorial District elections held on 28 March. Addressing counsels to the complainants and defendants, the chairman of the tribunal warned against unnecessary delay by counsels, as the tribunal is poised to discharge its constitutional assignment within the framework of the Constitution. While assuring parties a free and fair hearing, Justice Ebiowe also promised to carry out the assignment before the tribunal with all sense of integrity. Our correspondent Napoleon Momoe has more on this report. I'm afraid we'll bring you details of that story subsequently. Governor Rochas Okorocha once again appreciated the people of Imo State for his re-election as governor of the state. Okorocha gave this appreciation when he led the train of celebration down to his hometown to celebrate with his kinsmen. The governor, while at Ugboko in Idiato local government area of the state, appreciated his people as he assures them of best performance from his administration.
Three years, 9 months ago, plus, all of our managers were governor, and I have not let you down.
In Ekiti State, the 19 APC lawmakers spearheading the impeachment move of the governor Ayodele Fayose made good their promise of abstaining from the peace meeting called by an elder statesman and legal luminary, Afe Babalola. The lawmakers cited security threat for their conspicuous absence. Afe Babalola, the governor, Ayo Fayose, and representative of security agencies, however, speak on the roles and the way to chart for peace, as the police denied move to arrest the lawmakers. And the governor says he's promised this time to shift ground only if the lawmakers grace the next peace meeting as scheduled. Nigeria and the United States are set to collaborate on efforts to finding a vaccine for the Ebola virus. The collaboration is between the Military of Defense and the U.S. Department of Defense. And Nigerian government officials and their American counterparts confirmed the cooperation in Abuja. 3 communities in Edo State hosting the College of Education Ikiadolo, now referred to as Tayo Akpata University College of Education, have called for the immediate removal of the provost of the school, Ame Nwawogo. The community staged a peaceful protest along the main road leading to the institution with bonfires, masquerade, and a small coffin tied with a picture of the provost on it, with casting invectives. The natives complained that the tenure of Ame Nwawogo as the school's provost in the last 7 years has meted unnecessary pains on their communities. Our Edo State correspondent has more in this report.
About 200 youths and the elderly from the communities were waving placards and chanting warlike songs and vehemently asked Governor Adams Oshomole for the immediate sack of the provost, whose administration has become insensitive to the plight of students and the host communities. The major complaint of the protest was the certain strike action of the institution, which they claim is affecting the economy of the communities.
The structure and nothing to write about. You understand me? Look at how students are at home. They are not doing anything. Nobody is studying. Even some of them that are there now, when they talk, when they are talking, my brother, you find that these people, it looks as if nobody is teaching them.
The students are crying that they are not teaching them there. So we, the community, we are still crying. So that we don't want Amehuago, we beg the Congress brothers, so that they should not become Amehuago again.
Amehuago is a criminal that they brought from Ogo to this college to disgrace our institution. I'm begging the common governor to please come to our hands to say, or to please replace Amehuago. We don't really need Amehuago in this community again.
In his response to the allegations leveled by the communities, the embattled provost, Amen Ohunwago, debunked the allegations as he bared his mind on the position of the school.
Speak right now. Lectures are going on campus. As I speak, I have not received any petition, any emissary, any message from the youth of Ekiadolo. I want to quickly put it on record that Ekiadolo community is not the only community in Nigeria where we have tertiary institutions. This is a civilized society. Anybody that has any grievance or any grievances should channel it the right way.
Meanwhile, security operatives were on ground to ensure that the protest did not get out of hand. In the few hours the demonstration lasted.
A 22-year-old Okada rider has been allegedly killed by a bullion van at Okelewo area of Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, thereby causing violent reaction from some residents of the area. According to eyewitness accounts, the 22-year-old man, simply identified as Benga Okeshala, was on an errand for his elder brother when he was hit and killed by the bullion van. The alleged nonchalant attitude of police officers following the bullion van towards the deceased agged the residents who took to the streets to protest the death of the young man. Our correspondent Napoleon Mome has more in this report.
The unrest occurred following the death of a 22-year-old Benga Okeshala, kick-started when motorcyclists, popularly known as Okada, engaged policemen over the nonchalant attitude on arrest of the bullion van that hit the deceased. Although calm has since returned to the city, these eyewitnesses commented on the uproar.
Between this police money carrier, this APC something with white color. So they use ATS, that is the green color. They use green something to write the ATS for the armor, this thing. They used to carry the money. So this is the one that is that people that eat the boy.
The way these people they are driving, this is not first time they are doing it. And what we need now, we need the supporter, because the way they are behaving here is not right at all. If it happens that this boy, if you have somebody to rescue him, the boy will not die. The next thing that we heard that is the boy don't die, and who is not supposed to be so.
Meanwhile, the Ogun State Command PPRO Muyiwa Adejobi also confirmed the incident, claiming the protesters took the laws into their hands by resorting to violence and destruction of properties. He, however, confirmed the arrest of the bullion bus driver and policemen attached to the van, saying they will be consequently charged to court.
We later discovered that the protesters too went out of their bands, turning the protest, the so-called protest, to a violent one, attacking innocent people, innocent passers-by, to the extent of damaging people's and vandalizing people's vehicles.
Normalcy has since returned to the scene of the incident, with residents of the area going about their normal businesses after the initial violent reaction, which trailed the death of the Okada rider.
Public relations practitioners say preaching the message of unity to Africans could have been a way of avoiding the xenophobic attacks in South Africa. Oluwaseyi Adegoke was at the pre-media briefing of the African Public Relations Association annual conference. Her report.
The 2015 conference, holding May 12 to 14, has unique features compared to the previous ones.
The conference will attract professionals in public relations, advertising, branding, broadcasting, publishing, filmmaking, print journalism, new media, and communications generally. And we are hoping to number about 200 delegates from various parts of Africa. It is expected that at the end of the conference, participants will be better equipped for optimal performance and would have raised the bar of our profession.
The theme, contemporary challenges, opportunities in reputation and crisis management, aim to erase the negativity normally associated with the continent.
It's part of the crisis management. We believe that it could have probably been better managed if some of the things we are going to discuss and teach at this conference was applied. Then we would probably not have what we had. It started like a seed, and then there was a conflagration of it because it was not handled on time. One of the things that crisis management teaches you is to be proactive. So you can see much further down the line. You don't have to wait for the challenge to happen before you respond to it.
The 27th annual conference holding at Yaoundé, Cameroon, has as its main focus the promotion of a new positive Africa to the rest of the world through public relations. Oluwaseyi Adegoke, CoreTV News, Lagos.
Few years after former Edo State Governor Lucky Igbenedion was given an option of a 3.5 million naira on conviction in corruption charges, his younger brother Michael Igbenedion has also been let off lightly in spite of his conviction in a 25 billion naira scam. Justice J. Liman of the Federal High Court Benin gave Igbenedion an option of 1 million naira fine on each of the 3 counts for which he was convicted, or 2 years imprisonment. His co-accused Charles Eboigbodion, who was a personal assistant to Lucky Igbenedion, got a 2-year jail term for the same offense of money laundering but was convicted on different counts. Justice Liban wound up PLML Nigeria Limited, the company used for the crime, and handed over all its assets to the federal government. He also ordered the company to pay 1 million naira each on each of the 10 counts for which it was convicted. It's however not clear if EFCC would appeal the sentence. Coming up next is business. Don't go away.
Every day, every hour, and every minute, news break in Nigeria. Things happen so fast, it's most times difficult to track and comprehend them. But that's what we do right here on Digit 360. 2015, would you want to come back again?
It's like asking Jesus Christ if he knew he was going to die, will you want to come back as the savior of the world again?
We do not just help you track the stories, we break them down, explore all the angles, analyze the issues so that you can fully comprehend the stories and use them to make the right decisions.
On business tonight, the Financial Market Dealers Quotation PLC declared 1.75 billion naira as revenue for the year ended December 31, 2014. Deputy Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Dr. Sarah Lade, disclosed these at the company's third annual general meeting held in Lagos on Thursday. The transaction fees during the period under review accounted for 91.29% of the revenue, following their decision now to charge for the full year. The company also recorded a profit before tax of 708.52 million naira compared with a loss before tax of 133.36 million naira declared in 2013. Profit after tax stood at 547.93 million naira against a loss after tax of 133.35 billion naira achieved in 2013. Shareholders' funds rose to 1.09 billion naira compared with 541.29 million naira recorded in 2013. According to the Deputy Governor, the company would focus on product and market development initiatives to promote price discovery on the platform and enhance transparency in the market. Interbank's rate was relatively steady at 6% on average on Thursday, unchanged from last week, following an increase in cash flow to the banking system from budgetary allocations and retired treasury bills. 284 billion naira was injected into the system from budgetary allocations to government agencies, while an additional 227 billion naira was paid out in matured government debt, boosting liquidity as well as keeping interest rates at a lower level. The secure open buy back closed at 6%, same for overnight replacement. Now, the Organization of Oil Exporting Countries, OPEC, oil supply in April has jumped to its highest in more than 2 years, boosted by record or near record supplies from Iraq and Saudi Arabia and higher Nigerian exports. OPEC's supply has risen in April to 31.04 million barrels per day from a revised 30.97 million barrels per day in March. According to the survey based on shipping data and information from sources at oil companies, OPEC and consultants. Besides Iraq, the main reasons for the rise are higher Nigerian exports and a further small gain in Libyan production despite the increase in the unrest there. OPEC's largest African producer, Nigeria, has shipped more cargoes in April from its largest crude stream. Riyadh was the driving force behind OPEC's refusal last year to prop up prices by cutting its target output to 30 million barrels per day in a bid to discourage more costly rival supplies. Let's join Sabina Izoko for updates from today's stock market report.
CoreTV News Stock Market Report. Hello there and welcome to the Stock Market Report segment with me, Sabina Izuku. The equities market on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange ended on a positive note today as Nigerian all shares index increased to 1.93% to close at 34,708.11 basis points. The market capitalization increased to close at 11.78 trillion naira. And all the total volume of 374.5 million units of shares valued at 3.75 billion naira exchanged in 4,696 deals. On the gainer side, Nestle topped the chart, followed by Dangote Cement, Guinness, Nigerian Breweries, and Presco. On the flip side, 40 Oil topped the chart, followed by 7-Up, GlaxoSmithKline, Flour Mill, and United Africa Company Properties. Meanwhile, International Energies Insurance topped the traders chart, followed by Trendscore, Axis Bank, First Bank Nigerian Holdings, and Zenith Bank. Just before we wrap up the stock market report, here's the currency trade for today. I am Sabina Isoku.
CoreTV News Stock Market Report.
Brownson Owana is standing by for updates from the world of sport.
Thanks for joining us on our sport news tonight. I am Brownson Owana. NFF President Amaju Pinnick has reiterated strongly that the Federation made no mistake in reappointing Stephen Keshi into the role of Super Eagles head coach. Pinnick said working together with a technical study group headed by former Nigerian captain JJ Okocha and with the benefit of the world-renowned ProZone match preparation software would in aggregate be better than a foreign coach. The NFF boss also added that the ProZone software, for which 4 NFL officials are currently in the United Kingdom for special training, will be great help to the Nigerian football. NFF president revealed that capacity enhancement program has been lined up for Coach Keshi, who is only the man alive to have won the African Cup of Nations as a player and as a coach. Nigerian Football Federation General Secretary Mohammed Sanusi says the Flying Eagles have been rescheduled owing to travel hitches. Manu Gaba's team were billed to hit the European nation on Wednesday to continue preparations for the 2015 FIFA Under-20 World Cup. Though a new date has not been set by the NFF, Sanusi assured that preparation program for the African champions will not be disrupted in any way. Nigeria will face Brazil, Hungary, Korea in the preliminary stage of the World Cup in New Zealand. And now to the world of tennis. World number 1 Novak Djokovic has withdrawn from next week's Madrid Open to rest before the Rome Masters and the French Open that kicks off in May. It is the second consecutive year the Serb has pulled out of the tournament. The Australian Open champion has been in fine form this year, becoming the first man to win the opening 3 Masters events of the season. He hoped to complete his career Grand Slam with his first title, which starts on May 24. And now to a build-up of the big clash that would be coming up on Saturday. Manny Pacquiao's trainer says he fears Floyd Mayweather might not turn up for Saturday's super fight in Las Vegas. Pacquiao and Mayweather are set to split upward of £150 million following their welterweight bout at the GMG Grand. 5-weight world champions Mayweather was unmoved by Roach's claim, stating that he will show up for the match. Roach said Mayweather's camp had also made a complaint about the protective cup that Pacquiao will use, citing that the further proof of Mayweather's fragile state of mind. And that's a wrap on Sport News. Very big thanks for watching. I am Brown Singawana.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website, www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime News.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
Welcome back. Outside Nigeria now, the 10 men who attempted to kill Pakistani child activist Malala Yousafzai have been sentenced to life imprisonment on Thursday. An anti-terror court found the men guilty of trying to kill Yousafzai with a shot at her school bus in her home district, the Swat Valley in northwestern Pakistan. Yousafzai, who had campaigned for the right of girls to go to school, was jointly awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 2014 alongside Indian child rights activist Kailash Satyarthi. To end CoreTV Primetime News tonight, another look at the top stories. We reported that the federal government has paid 156 billion naira to oil marketers across the country. Unfortunately, Nigerian military reports that the nearly 300 women and girls rescued from Sambisa forest are not from Chibok. And President Goodluck Jonathan aspirated defectors of the People's Democratic Party. That wraps it tonight. On behalf of everyone here, I am Nifemi Oguntoye. Thanks for watching.